Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of the Regular Guy podcast. A little bit of dandruff on the steering wheel right there, huh? Oh, wow. I'm your host, Josh Teniente. This is episode 1 of my podcast. And boy, oh boy, do we have an episode for you. Yeah, I'm driving. Never heard of a law where you can't podcast and drive. As you can tell, my eyes are on the road. So please, be gentle. Be gentle in the comments, all right? Don't do me dirty. But yeah, I'm 27. This is Beyond Scared Straight. I'm 27. I'm married, been married for 6 years. I'm just giving a rundown of who I am, so you have an idea of who I am, basically. I'm not a comedian. I am not an influencer. Unless, some people might argue that I am. No one would, but some might. Yeah, I'm not a comedian. I'm not an influencer. Let's see. I'm not a professional of anything, really. I guess I'm a professional husband. Been doing that for about 6 years. And, if you rated me like you rate Ubers, which I never do because I don't Uber anywhere, but if you were to Yelp me, excuse me, a little bit of burp coming up, a little acid reflex, whatever you call it. If you were to rate Yelp my husbandness, I would give myself, out of 10, I'm at least 6.8. 7.2 on the husband scale from 1 to 10. 10 being a good husband, like a great rom-com type husband. I would say probably about a 6.8. 7.2 is kind of high. But yeah, I'm a husband. Been with my wife when we were children, consensually children, teenagers, if you will. Preteens. Since I was 12, I've been trying to get at her. She is 9 months older than me, so for a while there, she was, a little Epstein-ish, if you will, a little Ghislaine Maxwell-y, if you will. Yeah. So I am not a comedian. I am not an influencer. I am not professional unless you consider being a 6.8 starred reviewed husband, a professional husband. Then I am that. I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm a seeker of truth, if you will. My wife says I'm peculiar, whatever that means. I don't see it, but she does. I listen to podcasts all the time, every day, hours of it, probably, honestly. Actually, I listen to hours of it. I'm not going to say where I work because, this is probably going to flop. And, big turn here. Hopefully I don't lose you. There we go, and I'm back. I'm not going to say where I work for obvious reasons. This is probably going to flop, for one. For two, I know I said earlier there's no law against podcasting and driving. But, I don't know, maybe there is. But yeah, I work full time. And this guy is going slow in front of me. Gee, look at it. I could see his wife or someone of the passengers taking pictures. Who does that? Oh, thank goodness they're turning. So I want to zoom past him and stare at him like, what are you doing? Yep, older gentleman. Who would have thunk? But yeah, the reason I'm calling this, well, I got two names I'm going between. Either the Happy Days podcast, as in happy, and then Daze, D-A-Z-E. So that's one option, or just the regular guy podcast, because I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, so that's probably what we'll go with. But yeah, man, I just got off work. I'm driving home. You know, my wife asked if I could stop at the store before I came home and pick up some salt, because we're out of salt. So I grabbed 2 things of salt from Trader Joe's. If they want to sponsor me, that'd be sweet, because, you know, this is going to get thousands of views. So Trader Joe's, if you want a professional husband, as you know, you want to sponsor this, go ahead and you know, get hold of my people. Yeah, so I just had a full day of work. It was decent, it was whatever. Wasn't too bad, wasn't too good. Yeah, I live in California. And you know what, dude? I'm 27, like I freaking said, if I did say that. And, you know, I see people podcasting all the time. Like, I watch it, and I'm like, man, I mean, admittedly, some episodes are way funnier than anything I could ever come up with, probably. But some podcasts out there that have, you know, thousands of views and, like, subscribers and whatnot, I'm like, this is insane. Like, and then I think, like, how do these people come up with this? Well, they literally just started doing it. And people were like, oh, I like these people for whatever reason. Like, I have 2 younger sisters, and they both watch, like, families on YouTube. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, you guys just watch them clean and, like, hang out with their kids. Which is, I mean, yeah, I watch some dumb stuff on YouTube. Some people could argue, but I don't watch families hang out. You know, I'm gonna name drop. I watch, you know, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. Shout out if you ever see this. Have me on. The classics like Theo Vaughn, you know, Tiger Belly. And then every now and then I want to get sophisticated. I'll put on a little H-Lab, little Huberman Lab. Obviously this isn't up to par with Angie Huberman, but maybe one day we'll get there. You know, I never cold plunged. Don't retain any of the information that I hear from it. But yeah, so I just decided right now on my way home that, you know what, I'm just gonna freaking start it. You know, I should probably book some more appointments with my therapist, because before I actually started recording, I had about 5 to 8 minute monologue in my head, as if I was recording, which I don't know. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? I don't know. I'm not Dr. Huberman or Rhonda Patrick. I'm not her either. I'm not Joe Rogan either. I got all my hair, and I don't, you know, shoot out or anything. But so yeah, I just was like, I'm just gonna do it. So here I am. Now I'm doing it, and it is hard. It is hard to do, because, you know, I want to keep the audience captivated. You know, I want to keep you guys at the edge of your seat. But how am I going to do that when I'm just a regular guy, is what you might ask, right? Well, let me just point some things out for the haters out there and the doubters. How might I captivate my audience? Well, for one, I'm driving right now. Is that not captivating? I'm trying to grow a beard. Is that not captivating? You know? I've name dropped big comedians. Theo Vaughn, Matt McCusker, and Shane Glass. I mean, I said Joe Drogan, as in the Joe Rogan. I said Huberman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Rhonda Patrick. I mean, how many names do I have to drop to be captivating? But yeah, this is just episode 1. It's gonna get better. I just got a text, and I know who it's from because I just sent a text like 30 minutes ago. So me and my wife, we kind of live out in the boonies. It's recent that we moved out here, but I'm sure you can tell from this angle that I am a real buff guy. I'm stacked. I've been accused of steroids. That's how big I am. Which I don't even need to say that because I know you can see. But yeah, I'm huge. And I haven't had the right gym. I'm just gonna hold you like this. I haven't had the right gym to work out at since we moved. I was working out at a regular gym. It was whatever. But then we moved out here, and I'm not gonna say what. No, it was Planet Fitness. Signed up at Planet Fitness, and it sucked. I mean, I understand that, yeah, you don't, to work out, all you need is some dumbbells and some equipment. Like, so for people that say you can't work out at Planet Fitness, that's a lie. You can. But to be a devil's advocate, at this Planet Fitness, there was only Smith machines. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What are you doing, guy? It's a 2-way road, windy, and you try to pop a U-turn. Crazy. But yeah, this Planet Fitness in particular, I don't know if this is standard throughout all PFs, and not to be confused with PF Chang's, which I've never been at nor will it ever go to. So screw you, PF Chang's. I'm talking about PF, Planet Fitness, where people get big. No judgment. They had only Smith machines. Oh, look at this freaking crawler right here, dude. This guy's freaking rock crawling down the freaking shaka, brah. It's freaking sick, dude. Freaking lame. There was only Smith machines. There was a Smith machine squat rack and Smith machine bench, but there was no free bench or free squat rack, which is like, okay, I'm not picky, but I would at least like that. And the dumbbells only went up to 75, and like I said, you can't tell, or you probably can, I'm huge, so I need my dumbbells to go up to at least 250. I mean, on a light day. So, it just hasn't been cutting it for me. I've tried, I've gone like 3 times, and I'm just like, this isn't the vibe. But the reason I started this rant was because I got a text. There's this gym, a private gym in the town that I work. It's like a little powerlifty. I'm not sure if you betas out there that might be listening know what powerlifting is. But if you do, you do, and if you don't, you don't. It's a private powerlifting gym. Very, very, very exclusive. And I looked up powerlifting gyms in my area. It popped up. Went to their Instagram, said, a little website link, clicked it. Wasn't, fake. And they said now accepting new members for 2024. I said, sweet. Scrolled down a bit. It said text, bleep. First, before calling, I'm assuming. So I texted him. I'm assuming he's a him, because that's what we do in the Regular Guy podcast. We assume genders. And I reached out, and that's the text that's waiting for me to view. But I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm working, and by working I mean podcasting, and by podcasting I mean taking a video in my car while I drive home. But I like fitness. I like to work out. Which, it's, I thought when I was younger, I mean, I know I'm young. I know if anybody watches this, or if, I was a big podcaster, that had a bunch of subscribers and people actually watched, they'd be like, oh, you are young. And yeah, I know I am young. I'm 27. I'm young as frick. But when I was younger than I am now, I used to be like, I'm never going to stop working out. I'm always going to work out. Working out is my life. I love it for my mental health. I love it. And I love doing it, and I'm never going to stop. Well, the time has come to where I do not do it as nearly as much as I used to. And it's been that way for about 3 years. Did I have a debilitating back issue for a while? I did. But that's not an excuse, even though it is. But, I kind of compare myself to Jocko Willink. If you don't know who that is, there's no need to look him up because he's not that important. But if you do know who he is and he's really important to you, I'm kind of like him. No excuses. You ever heard of good? You ever seen that where he's like good? If you don't know what that's from, shout out to my brother, my brother-in-law, who put me on to that little moment that Jocko Willink had when he's like, good. You crap your pants? Good. Adversity? Good. Break your leg? Good. Mom dies? Good. None of those are good. So sorry to burst your little bubble there, Jocko, but not good. But yeah, so I know I'm going on a rant. Let me just summarize this episode. I'm 15 minutes deep. The episodes, they're going to range from about 15 to an hour. I'm just throwing those numbers out there. I have no idea if I'll delete this video right after I press stop recording, or if I'll actually upload it. Don't know, but if I do and I actually stick with it, those are the lengths you can expect, which is very broad, general, big gap length. But it's appropriate because I don't know how long they'll be. Maybe they'll be once a week. Maybe they'll be, once a month. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just a regular guy, regular dude. So there isn't really an agenda. I'll talk about a lot of random stuff, I'm sure. Will I get political? I mean, I don't vote, so probably I will get political. Will I talk about science stuff? I mean, I'm not a doctor nor a scientist. I didn't go to college, so I probably will. Talk about, health and nutrition and science stuff. And, you shouldn't listen to anything I say, but you also should. Because like I said, I didn't go to college. I graduated. I have my diploma. So take that, take it for whatever. I don't know. I'll probably have my wife on eventually, and I'm probably not even I might tell her that I recorded this, but if I post it, I hope no one watches it that I know, because it's pretty embarrassing, right? I mean, like I said, I'm not a professional comedian. At least with them, it makes sense that their family knows they have a podcast, because it's like, well, yeah, you're a comedian, or like, you're an influencer, so yeah, cool. Branch out in your professional life. But for me, I just, I work full time, and it's kind of weird if I tell people I do this. So don't tell my mom, don't tell my brother, don't tell my sisters. It's kind of like I'm doing it in secret, like I'm a bad boy. But yeah, it's just, honestly, I just talk to myself a lot in my head. And let me put what I said to rest earlier, not in a mental health kind of way. I think it's healthy to talk to yourself. It's good to have inner dialogue. So I figured, you know what? Me and my wife have joked about it, like, oh, podcasting seems so easy. Like, I've watched it, and I've showed her my podcast that I listen to, and she's like, you could totally do that. I'm like, I know, baby, little smoochy poochie, I can. So here I am, I'm doing it. Probably not the best idea to be doing it while I'm driving, but at the same time, it really passes the time. So I don't know, maybe this will be my thing, like there's singers in cars or whatever that dumb thing was that celebrities did, and so why can't I do that? But yeah, I'm just doing it to have fun. I'm not doing it for anything else. I'm a solo guy. I don't answer to anybody. I'm unless of course this actually gets big and I actually get sponsors. But even then, you know, I'm like my own thing, you know, like my own freaking thing. I drive a Toyota 4Runner with 300,000 miles on it. So Toyota, if you want to sponsor me too, go right ahead. I drink out of a Yeti. My teeth are crooked. I'm not that tall. I'm about 5'10" on a good day. So I'm just an average dude, man. I pay rent now. I freaking, you know, I'm married. I poop. I pee. I wipe my butt. I do all those things that we all do. So if you want to relate to somebody, relate to me. Anywho, that's gonna be it for my first episode. Just to recap, I'm 27. I live in California. I work full time. This is the Regular Guy Podcast, or Happy Days Podcast, with your host, Josh Teniente. So yeah, tune in for episode 2. Hopefully, if I actually, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put out another episode next Friday. This is going to go, I'm just going to go. I'm going to get home right now, do whatever I do, and I'll probably upload this tonight. So it'll be sick. Yeah, if you care to hear about all my opinions and interest, and you know, you want to hear me rant and raggle, and if you want to know if I get the membership at this private exclusive powerlifting gym that all the big names go to, might I add, it's probably going to be super expensive a month because it's super exclusive. So if you want to know if I end up getting that membership, stay tuned for next month, or next week's podcast. And yeah, I'm gonna cancel my Planet Fitness membership. Oh my god, whoa, there's freaking a bunch of freaking wild pig. That's where I live. There's a bunch of wild pig, and I haven't seen them yet, but there's a freaking family of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9 of them. And they rut, which I didn't know if that was, so I moved out here. Ruttings, they F everything up. Holy smokes. There they go, up the freaking hill. Man, I've never killed an animal, but I know people do. So yeah. Anyways, stay tuned for next week's episode of the Real Guy Podcast with your host, Josh Teniente.